In this video, we're going to cover how to integrate a CSV file into a new and existing SQL table. To begin, we'll connect to our CSV file. In DataSync, go to Connect Data Source under Data Source A. Choose Text Files, and then choose CSV file. Enter in the file path or use the Explorer to find your file. Click Connect and the CSV file will be loaded into the project. Now let's create a new SQL table to send the data to. Go to Tools, and then Create SQL Table, and follow the steps in the wizard to connect to your database. Choose your database from the drop-down list, and give your table a name, and then once you're happy, press Finish. You'll now be given the option to store the connection in your connection library. Do this now if you haven't already done so. Once the SQL table is loaded, ensure you have a key column selected, and then compare A to B. We can now see we have 1000 records to add. Click on Synchronize, Start, and the data will be added to the SQL table. If we now open our SQL table, we can see that the data matches that in DataSync. Now let's look at how we'd do this for an existing SQL table. Connect to your CSV file as before. You can also drag and drop your file onto the data source. If you do not have your SQL database stored in your connection library, use the Connect Data Source under Data Target B. Choose the correct provider and then enter in your connection details. However, as I already have this database stored in my connection library, let's use that. Locate the database, expand the tables, and then right-click on the table that you wish to connect to. Once you are happy with the schema mapping and you've selected a key column, choose Compare A to B. We can now see 1000 records need to be added to the table. Press Synchronize, then Start, and the data will be added to the SQL table. If we now open our SQL table, we can see that the data matches that in DataSync. Now let's look at what we need to do to update the SQL table if changes are made to the CSV file. In the DataSync project that connects your CSV file to your SQL table, refresh your CSV file, and then click Compare A to B. We can now see that 1 record is to be added and 6 records are to be updated. If we drill into these, we can see which data is going to be affected. For the fields being updated, these are highlighted in yellow. Once you are happy that the changes are correct, click Synchronize and then Start to update the SQL table. To check that this has all been updated, run the compare again. We can now see there are no differences between the source and the target.